Referred to as the elixir of life, this differentiating element between living and the dead is often forgotten of its significance and is abused. Elixir Poisoned will showcase the abuse of water, the pollution, and the disparity in distribution, the need for conservation, and the methods of conservation are presented through this movie. Everything was planned by some power when Earth was created. Thus, to stabilize groundwater and to store precious fresh water came into existence lakes and ponds. The Hoskas Lake in South Delhi is proof enough that water bodies such as these have played a vital role from time immemorial. From a distant far, this is a pretty picture spot and a perfect biodiversity for any common man. But a closer look tells us a different tale altogether. A lake is a body of relatively still, fresh or salt water of considerable size, localized in a basin that is surrounded by land. Lakes are inland and not part of the ocean and are larger and deeper than ponds. Lakes can be contrasted with rivers or streams, which are usually flowing. However, most lakes are fed and drained by rivers and streams. The usual threats faced by lakes like these include eutrophication, which is the aging process through which the nutrient source of the lake gets depleted over time. Repeated sedimentation as soil washes into the lake. The growth of microscopic algae, which exhausts the oxygen source from the lake and makes it untenable for other life forms to survive. Lakes can be contaminated by toxic substances including industrial chemicals such as PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, metals and solvents, pesticides from agricultural runoff, urban stormwater runoff containing petroleum hydrocarbons, metals and pesticides, and air deposited chemicals are major cause of concern.
Streams like these with hard, untreated effluents, both domestic and industrial, flow directly into freshwater bodies, ranging from rivers to lakes and ponds. The need for domestic waste treatment arises here at this point in time when all waste ends up into streams like them, which then pollute all sorts of water bodies, causing major diseases and ecological imbalance.
Toxic contamination may cause dramatic impacts such as fish kills. Less obvious impacts include decreased reproduction or slower growth rates in fish and reductions in invertebrate diversity. Other than these, human diseases such as malaria, dengue, filariasis spread rapidly due to untreated sewage being let into freshwater bodies like these, which later become breeding grounds for killer mosquitoes. These water bodies are an ecosystem by themselves. They're anything but a mere boating recreation point or a sewer dump. There are man-made threats to lakes as well, ranging from encroachment of catchment areas, blocking the channels through which water reaches the tank. The destruction of lake biodiversity is not just about the vanishing of surface water from the lake, but much more beyond that, including the loss of valuable wildlife such as birds, fish, reptiles, rodents, and amphibians. These natural wonders pay a heavy price because none of us cared before dumping our waste into this freshwater body. From holy ashes to worn-out slippers, these freshwater bodies are dump yards in agglomerations like Delhi. Education has made no difference in making city dwellers responsible citizens. Deliberate measures are carried out in encroaching lakes in prime city centers. The real estate mafia ensures that these water sources are converted into tall concrete complexes which later suck until the last drop from the ground below. The stray animals are left thirsty and often seen drinking from sewage drains. Does nobody take a minute to think how these animals will quench their thirst? It's no different when it comes to human beings. Money power plays a role in water distribution as in any other resource sharing scheme. The poor have no option but to use unpotable, unhygienic water. Those who can afford can even let fresh liters go down the drain from their showers. The poor, living with very minimal resources, are the victims of pollution in such water bodies. Their housing is in no hygienic condition. From the youngest to the oldest, they all contribute towards making this place livable out of nothing but waste. Their livelihood is directly dependent on the water body. If educated and provided alternative income source, they will no longer be the burden on this aquatic ecology. Man has always forgotten that it's just not us. We share this planet with other life forms too. We do not have the authority to control all of nature's wealth just because we can walk straight and talk loud. Lakes like these play a vital role in maintaining the biodiversity in a given ecology. From birds on flight to stray terrestrial animals to the freshwater aquatic organisms, there is a lot of life dependent on this source of water. Dying lakes implies dying humanity and death to the living man.
In the heart of the national capital, Delhi, the Yamuna is nothing but a stream of black filth. As we record, garbage is being dumped continuously from the bridge above. From elephants to camels and a lot of poor people, the Yamuna and her banks are home to many. conservation and restoration efforts haven't reached at least this part of the river. If not here, we guess where.
Environment is a readily compromised entity for temporary comfort. It's not too late before we stop flouting eco rules and restore these biodiversified hotspots within our cities. The very basis of our life revolves around water, but due to its easy availability at the end of an open tap, we tend to scarily ignore the threat that looms over our heads. It's time we stopped and initiated the corrective measures. Volunteer cleanups, water treatment projects, and restoring native species plantations are starting steps towards a greener tomorrow. Generations will reap the benefits of our investments today.
Water is one of the major elements of nature which is associated with the beginning and end of life in India. If pollution is a man-made error, conservation can easily be the human remedy. Prepare yourselves to protect a water body near you with us. From the banks of the Yamuna, where the father of the nation rests in peace, we expect a non-violent uprising demanding a better environment for all life forms. Because it's not just about us. We share this planet with all of them, which is the true Indian value. Jai Hind.